So because I had to take a different tram than the one I'd prefer to take to get closer to where I'm staying, I'm now finding myself walking through a very posh part of Oslo. Like, this is the most expensive areas in the Monopoly game, just saying. But I've had a lovely day, so I'm just handing you the summary, but it's been good. I started off by just visiting lots of yarn shops, such as the one in the Store Center, which is very well hidden. You have to walk up all the escalators to get to the very top, where you think there are no more shops, it's just like exercise things. But then there's a yarn shop full of all the good stuff. There's lots of Rema and stuff, and there's also Istex and Rowan. I just walked uphill and I'm out of breath. That's kind of shameful. Anyway, good stuff. And I went to Nøstebarn, which is a really lovely shop. I used to dismiss that shop because I thought, oh, it's just like for baby knits, I don't really care about that. But really what they do, they essentially like kind of trying to put an end to this idea that a baby can't have pure wool, that's going to be itchy to a baby, that babies should basically wear woolly wools, that a non-superwash 2-ply rustic merino is perfect for the little ones, and that's kind of how they branded themselves, and they have shops in every major city in Norway, and I think that's great. And now I've noticed, you know, they don't just have baby garments and patterns, they have a lovely selection of yarns that is pretty close to Holst Super Soft and that kind of yarn. So I bought a lot of yarn, especially yellow, because I think as much as I love Holst, their yellows are not good. So that's something. That's pretty good light. Let's stand here. Some kind of posh shop. I don't know. They don't even switch lights off here because they're so posh. So I went to the other yarn shop that's just across the road from Nøstebarn, Skeindeer if you want to call it that. Didn't buy anything. It's not a very unique shop, it's just kind of your usual Norwegian yarn shop, which is still pretty good. And they had lots of finul and stuff. Catching my breath. And I went to this little sewing shop in the centre of Oslo that has lots of yarn, also a lot of Rowan and lots of PT too. Still, that's pretty awesome. But more importantly, I went to Vlogust and I met the lady herself, and I met other people there as well. One of which being a dyer who gave me some yarn that I will be showing you later on. But oh my, that was a very lovely visit. I, as ever, don't really expect to be recognised. But as soon as I am, it's like it just kind of opens this door of like conversations and just hanging around and coffees. It was a very good visit. That's pretty much the best way I can summarize it. Gosh, it's so posh. I'm not even scared of having my camera out at night, because it's just like, it's probably a pretty lousy camera by most people's standards here. I'm so judgmental. I'm sorry, Oslo. So anyway, love the shop. It's not your usual yarn shop. Like, they have one floor with lots of yarn, but they're kind of like their main floor with the till and everything. It's mostly like books and notions, which is really unique. So the thing about Vlogust and Rybak is that they are community building shops, and that is quite unique in Norway. Most Norwegian yarn shops, they're just retail. They're like walking into your grocery store or H&M. You know, you pick out what you want and you go to the till and you pay. Whereas these shops, they're quite different. Like you can sit down, have a coffee and a knit, and get to know knitters in your local community. And it's just so much more awesome. And they also support indie makers, which is also quite unique. I really just have a lot of time for community building yarn shops. I think that's so important and so underestimated in the Norwegian knitting world. I really do want to see more of that kind of thing in my hometown as well. I saw some signs of it in Bergen and I thought that was lovely. So more of that, please. What is the deal with all the cars? It's nearly midnight. To go home and sleep. Anyway, I ended the day by going to a knit night that was kind of set in motion by Anne, who I'm staying with, so that we could meet and I could meet other knitters in Oslo while I'm here. There's a bus, there's a car. I'm gonna give up now. It's been good talking to you. See you tomorrow.